English Listening Practice, Episode 6, The Millionaire Next Door. Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to another episode of English Listening Practice. I'm your host, Emily, and today I want to share a curious idea that changed how I think about money and success. We see news shows and magazines full of stories about celebrities with flashy cars and huge mansions. But behind quiet doors, some folks have built real wealth with simple, everyday habits over many years. In our chat today, I'll share these easy habits from a book called The Millionaire Next Door, and I'll talk slowly and use clear words and fun stories so you can see exactly how small choices can lead to big results over time. You don't need to read the book. It's like having a friendly guide to show you how to become smarter with your money. Let's imagine a neighbor you know. Every Saturday, they mow their grass at sunrise. During the week, they make coffee at home instead of spending money at fancy cafes. They wave hello when you pass by, then go about their day without drawing attention. Behind that calm routine, they might have $1 million saved in their bank or invested quietly. You could be standing next to a millionaire in the grocery line and never realize it. That idea feels almost magical, but it's all about habits, not magic. Let's get started. First, let's talk about frugality. Frugality means focusing on real value instead of style. Let me tell you about my cousin. She used to buy a brand new smartphone every 6 months because she liked having the latest model. But after a while, she realized that these purchases were cutting into her savings, and the new phones weren't really that different from the ones she already had. One day, she decided to stop upgrading so often and instead keep her phone until it no longer worked well. With that change, she saved hundreds of dollars each year. She took the money she would have spent on new phones and put it into a small investment account. Over time, that account began to grow, and she felt proud knowing her choices were helping her future instead of just her style. Another powerful habit is to ask, will this last? My brother used to buy a new car model almost every year. He loved the feeling of driving something fresh off the lot with all the newest features and shiny designs. But after a few years, he noticed a pattern. The excitement faded quickly, and he was always stuck with higher car payments and a fast depreciating value. He started asking himself if that thrill was really worth the money. Eventually, he decided to break the habit and bought a well-maintained used car instead. One that didn't impress anyone at first glance but worked just as well and cost much less. That choice helped him save thousands over the next few years. Asking, will this last? Helped him stop chasing temporary excitement and start building a more stable future. Planning your time is just as important as planning your money. When you plan your day, you protect both your energy and your wallet. One of my teachers in college used to talk about how he managed both. Every morning at 6, he would write down a simple to-do list that included one main work goal and one small financial task. That financial task might be something quick, like checking his monthly spending or reading a short article about saving better. After work, he would take a few minutes to go over what he had spent that day. He noticed things like how much he was spending on snacks or using taxis when he could have walked or taken the bus. Slowly, he started cooking more at home and using public transportation. Over time, these small changes added up, and he saved more than $1,000 in just 6 months. By planning both his time and his money, he stayed on track and avoided a lot of stress. Here's another tip. Say, I cannot afford that right now. It may sound odd, but it gives you a pause. When something new catches your eye, that pause is a chance to think. Maybe the price will drop. Maybe you realize you don't really need it. One of my neighbors did this with a bicycle he wanted. It cost $200. He told himself he couldn't afford it this month and decided to set aside $10 each week instead. After 8 weeks, he had enough money saved to buy the same bike, and he managed to do it without any stress or going into debt. The phrase, "I cannot afford that right now," is a quick mental trick that builds patience and helps keep your spending in control. Money is not the goal. It's a tool that gives you choices. Consider my uncle, who worked for many years in a small office job. He wasn't earning a lot, but he saved 15% of his income each year and put it into simple index funds. He didn't spend his money on big vacations or the latest gadgets. Instead, he focused on stability and freedom. After about 30 years, he reached a point where he could retire comfortably. Now he spends his mornings gardening and helping at the local community center. He didn't chase luxury. He built peace of mind. That's the real reward of smart money choices. Sometimes people get help from family, and that support can be a blessing, but the book calls it economic outpatient care, and it can slow down learning. I remember when I was in high school, my parents gave me $20 every week for lunch and small things. I felt lucky, but I didn't think much about it and usually spent it all on snacks and games without saving anything. In contrast, a friend of mine had a part-time weekend job at a grocery store. She didn't get help from her parents, so she made her own budget and put any extra money into a small jar. After a few years, she had enough saved to handle a surprise car repair without stress. That experience taught her to manage money well, while I had to learn it the hard way later on. Handling money yourself, even in small amounts, really teaches you how to keep it. Another habit is knowing the difference between assets and liabilities, two words that can change how you view every purchase. Assets bring money into your pocket. Think of a rental property that pays you rent each month. Liabilities take money out. Think of a massive television that cost extra for electricity and repairs. Millionaires next door build assets, rental homes, stocks, small businesses that produce income. They avoid liabilities that eat at their savings over time. When you start to think of purchases in these terms, you naturally choose more assets. Creating a budget sounds serious, but really it's just a friendly plan for your money. List how much you earn and how much you spend on needs, fun, and saving. Then pick one expense to reduce. Maybe like my friend Madeline, who realized she was spending too much on takeout lunches during her work week. She started by cooking simple meals at home twice a week, gradually increasing to 4 days. She saved that leftover money in a jar on her kitchen shelf. After a year, she had enough saved to pay for some car repairs without needing a loan or stressing about it. A budget is just a map. It shows you where your dollars are going so you can choose a better route. Learning never stops. Millionaires next door read books, watch videos, or take courses online. Annabelle, my colleague, for example, learned web design from free tutorials. She built a small portfolio by helping local businesses in her spare time, and then she used her extra earnings to invest in better tools and courses. Her new skill not only paid for itself, but also started bringing in extra income each month. When you upgrade your skills, you upgrade your earning power, and that makes saving easier. Where you live matters too. Costs vary a lot from one place to another. Some towns have low rents and cheap groceries, while big cities can be costly. Millionaires next door often choose to live where costs are lower. You may earn less money in a small town, but you can save a bigger percentage of what you earn than someone in a huge city paying sky-high rent. Family habits leave a lasting mark. Parents who teach children to save coins in a jar give them a gift that lasts a lifetime. Children watch the jar fill up and feel proud. That early habit becomes a natural part of their life as they grow older. Patience and hard work are your best friends on the path to wealth. Wealth rarely appears overnight. It grows over decades. Every time you save a little, invest a little, or delay an impulse purchase, you plant a seed that grows into a tree many years later. Living well doesn't mean spending big. It means choosing where to spend so your money supports your goals. Skip one fancy meal and use that cost for a weekend trip. Trade a latte for homebrewed coffee that can pay for a summer class. When spending aligns with your dreams, you enjoy more. Here's a helpful exercise. For 1 week, write down every expense, down to the last dollar. $1 here, $2 there, a quick snack, a small tip. At the end of the week, look at your list and find places to cut back. Maybe bring a refillable water bottle and save those dollars to invest in your future. Small amounts add up. Setting a goal makes saving easier. Say, you want a short vacation that costs $300. Divide that by the number of weeks until your trip. If you have 15 weeks, save $20 a week. When the day arrives, you can pay cash and enjoy without worry. Credit cards can be useful, but millionaires next door treat them carefully by paying off the full balance each month, so they never pay high interest. And they use cards for convenience rather than buying things they cannot afford immediately. It is also wise to build an emergency fund. Life has surprises: a car repair, a medical bill, or an unexpected trip. Having money set aside for emergencies helps you avoid debt. Millionaires next door often keep 3 to 6 months of living costs in a safe place. This fund gives peace of mind and helps them stick to their plan. Working with a budget and savings plan doesn't have to be complex. Simple tools like a notebook, a spreadsheet, or a free app can help. What matters is being consistent. Every week, review your spending and saving. Every month, adjust your plan if needed. By staying aware, you avoid surprises and keep moving toward your goals. Sometimes people ask, what if I earn just a little? The good news is that habits matter more than income. Whether you earn a small salary or a large one, saving a part of it and avoiding big debts makes a huge difference. A person who earns less but saves 20% of their income can be wealthier in the long run than someone who earns more but spends everything. We mentioned saying I cannot afford. Another helpful phrase is, why do I want this? Asking yourself this question slows down impulse buying. If the answer is a real need or joy, you decide. If it is a passing desire, you let it go. This small question takes only a few seconds but can save many dollars over time. For many, giving back feels rewarding. Once you build some savings, you might share with a cause you love. Giving a small amount each month to a charity or a community project can be part of your plan. It feels good and helps build a habit of generosity alongside saving and investing. Let us remember the big idea. Building wealth is not about luck or winning a lottery. It is about choices made day after day. Saving a bit, spending wisely, learning new skills, and planning time and money. Over the years, these choices add up to something powerful. The tips we discussed are simple. They don't require special talent. They require patience and consistency. Try one tip this week. Maybe track your spending. Maybe say, I cannot afford, to one purchase. See how it feels. Tomorrow, try another tip. Step by step, you will make progress. I hope these ideas help you see how small habits can build big results. Remember, every dollar you save and every skill you learn moves you toward your goals. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed our chat, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Share with friends who want simple ideas for saving and growing.